Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves really well today in another video. So in this video, I think I'm going to make this video kind of short and sweet, okay? And I'm going to discuss narcissists, okay? And so narcissists are the primary scam victims, okay? And of course, they are also the primary people that would do the scamming too, okay? And so not only are they more likely to get scammed, but they're also, they enjoy scamming and scheming, and that's actually oftentimes how they get to the top, okay? And the reason why narcissists are the primary scam victims is because narcissists are not intuitive at all, okay? And so when it comes to, listening to their intuition, right? They don't have that. They don't have that inner guidance, or even if they do, they just simply don't listen to it. Their ego is in the way, okay? And so their ego constantly gets in the way of their intuition, and they end up listening to their egos instead of their intuition, okay? And so there's that, right? But when a person is completely removed from their emotions, right, they cannot communicate with their soul, okay? And so more often than not, they will go for positions of power, for something that will kind of cater to their image, right? Their false image, okay, their egos. And so in turn, they're not going to go for their passions. They're not going to go for the professions that they like, that they enjoy, that will, ultimately fulfill them, right? So they're the people that are more likely to be doing things that they hate, okay? And so there's that, right? But also because they're so removed from their emotions and their intuition, right? Your intuition is often like your protection, right? And so it will protect you when it comes to like dangerous people, right? And people that are trying to lie to you, right? But when it comes to narcissists, guys, and maybe you can call it their karma, okay? Because if you do a lot of bad things, if you scam people, right? If you treat people like crap, right? Then ultimately you're going to get your karma, right? You're going to get what you deserve. And so in a sense, this is their karma too, okay, guys? Narcissists suffer in more ways than one, okay? And of course, I already made videos about how, right? But of course, there's this internal struggle that they're going through, right? And so their reality is basically in hell, okay? And so because their reality is in hell, they want to take as many people with them as possible too, right? Because misery needs company, right? And so there's that, right? But back to the scamming, right? Because narcissists are so removed from their emotions and their intuition, which is ultimately their guidance, their protection, right? They're going to end up, attracting a lot of scammers into their life, and they're going to fall for these scams because narcissists are always looking for shortcuts, okay? They're always looking to scam, to scheme, to make things easier for themselves, okay? And so they're going to fall for a lot of scams and maybe even end up in jail, okay? So as a result. So that's common too, okay? Because narcissists, they do things very quickly without too much thinking, okay? They're very impulsive, okay? So they don't often have that impulse control, okay? And also they do get involved with a lot of bad people, okay? People that are, dangerous people, people that are wicked, people that, because like attracts like often, right? Too. And so they end up in situations, in acquaintanceships, right, with people that are really, really wicked and that are bad for them and that are trying to scam them, that are trying to use them, and so on, okay? And so while not the narcissist is trying to do the same, trust me, guys, they have more than enough people who are in their life for exactly that reason. And that's because they don't have that strong connection with their intuition that protects them from those people, okay? And so there's that. So when it comes to like people, right, unfortunately the narc, or maybe fortunately, I don't know, they don't have that protection, okay, and due to that, because of that, they basically, they can be very naive, okay, when it comes to people too. Although sometimes they do, you know, they can end up picking very good people to leech off of, right? So there's that too, right? So um anyways, but I've known so many narcissistic people that end up falling for, or being, they ended up being scam victims in the past, okay, and they always complain about how much money they lost, and you know, and how they got tricked, how they got deceived. My own mom did this. She loaned money to people, she would lose it and get scammed out of it, you know, but then again she would do the same, you know. So like I said, it's like karma coming back to them, you know, and biting them in the booty. And that's because they don't have that intuition, they don't have that inner guidance, they don't have that connection to source, right? So they have to leech off of other people, okay, and so kind of it just confirms their inner thoughts, right? So uh, them meeting these people, right, and them being scammed, it just confirms their inner thoughts about other people too, okay, about how they think that everyone is just as evil as they are, nobody's real, everybody's fake, right? Oftentimes people just tend to project what they're like on the inside to the outside world, to everyone around them, right? So they think just because they are like this, right, then other people are like this too. Okay, so in a sense, you would think, okay, well, they're, you know, um, the more sensible of them would be weary, right, of scammers. But no, it's, if for some reason, no, a lot of them do get scammed. They fall for the pyramid schemes, they fall for the scams, they often get involved in the pyramid schemes, okay? And, you know, sometimes they even have extremely evil ideas as what they can do for a living, okay, guys? My ex-boyfriend, when I was like 18 at the time, very long time ago, right? My ex-boyfriend, he suggested an idea to me that was just shocking to me. I honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. After he said that, I should have just left him right then and there. But then again, I tried, and he came back to me and tried to kill himself with a knife. Okay, guys, that's how crazy they can be. Okay, so they're dangerous, you know, more often than not. They're very dangerous and they're crazy. And they get involved or can get involved in very bad things. Bad things, you know, things like human trafficking, right, or prostitution or pimping and things like that, you know. So to them, they don't care, right? They don't care, because when you treat another person like an object, which you will ultimately do if you're disconnected from your emotions, right? Like you treat yourself as a robot too, right? You become like this robot that doesn't have feelings, that doesn't care about others, that doesn't have empathy. When that's there, another person just becomes useless to you, you know. So they just kind of, they use others to you know, for their own needs, okay, whatever those needs can be. And they can also go as far as to claim that they're the chosen ones, and they're godly people, and they're, you know, they're righteous and spiritual, when in fact it's like the exact opposite, basically. Okay, guys, so just because someone says something like this does not mean that it's you know, ultimately the truth. Okay, so always use your discernment, you know, double check, watch their actions, and watch, read between the lines in terms of what they're telling you. Okay, so it's actually very easy to spot the narcissist. Okay, guys, it's not that difficult, actually. They just basically tell on themselves, you know, and every now and then their mask will slip. Okay, so if you are involved with a person like this, okay, then be really careful, because they can also get you involved in their mess. Okay, so if they're in a mess, you know, which is self-created, of course, right, just like everything in their life is, and because they don't take accountability, they don't take responsibility, right, for their actions, and more often than not they can get other people involved in that too, and that's a very bad thing, you know. And so you can end up being a victim, okay, so, or you know, getting scammed because they recommended something for you that wasn't good, right? And so use your discernment, always use your own judgment. Be careful, you know, in terms of who you get involved with. If someone is overly charming, you know, has lots and lots of friends, that's a red flag, I would say, okay? Because uh, having a lot of friends is almost impossible, okay? It's first of all, you know, you don't align vibrationally, we don't align with everyone, right? That's why it's so hard to find like-minded people, right? And when we do, it's usually just a few people, maybe one or two, right, if you're lucky too. And of course you want to get to know them on a very, very deep level, right? And that takes sometimes years, right? And so that's why, you know, and once again that requires a lot of energy, right? And so that's why I would say if someone has a lot of friends, that's a red flag, because a lot of friends indicates that they're not really like your friends. They're just acquaintances that you know on the surface, right? And so, yeah, there's that, right? And so be careful, okay? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, okay? And please subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video if you did like it. I really do appreciate all of your comments, all of your likes, and I do appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel too, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for another video.